In the mist-covered countryside of Galicia, Spain, surrounded by green hills and ancient villages, stands a structure that few people outside the region truly understand. Long, narrow, and elevated above the ground, the Hórreo is one of Galicia's most important cultural symbols. Among all of them, one Hórreo stands above the rest, the longest Hórreo in all of Galicia. Silent yet powerful, it represents centuries of survival, tradition, and rural life. A Hórreo is a traditional Galician granary designed to protect harvested grain from rain, humidity, and rodents. Built from wood and stone, it stands on raised pillars with flat stone caps that stop animals from climbing inside. This simple yet brilliant design allowed farmers to preserve corn, wheat, and other crops in one of the wettest regions of Spain. Without Hórreos, entire villages could face starvation during harsh winters. The longest Hórreo in Galicia stretches more than 40 meters across the landscape, supported by dozens of carefully placed stone pillars. It was not constructed all at once but expanded over generations as harvests increased and families grew. Each section tells a story of hard work, patience, and deep respect for tradition. Walking beside it feels like traveling through time, where every wooden beam holds the memory of the past. The architecture of the Hórreo is a masterpiece of rural engineering. Narrow wooden slats allow air to circulate freely, keeping the grain dry, while the elevated structure prevents moisture from reaching the stored crops. No modern machinery was used in its construction. Everything was shaped by hand, relying on experience passed down through generations. Even today, the structure remains strong, despite centuries of rain, wind, and changing seasons. For centuries, the Hórreo was the heart of village life. After harvest season, families gathered to store grain, knowing it would feed them through the winter months. Children played nearby while elders shared stories under its shadow. The Hórreo was more than a building. It was a symbol of security, cooperation, and survival. Entire communities depended on it. Galicia is a land rich in legends, and Hórreos are surrounded by folklore and mystery. Some locals believe spirits protect the grain stored inside, while others say misfortune follows those who disrespect these ancient structures. At night, when fog rolls through the fields and the wood creaks softly in the wind, the longest Hórreo feels almost alive, as if remembering the people who once relied on it. Today, the longest Hórreo is no longer used for storing crops, but it remains a protected cultural monument. Visitors from around the world come to admire its size, craftsmanship, and historical importance. Photographers are drawn to its dramatic presence, especially at sunrise and sunset when long shadows stretch across the fields. The longest Hórreo in Galicia is more than an agricultural structure. It is a living reminder of human ingenuity, community strength, and respect for nature. In a modern world dominated by technology, it stands quietly, telling a story of how people once lived in harmony with the land, and how their legacy continues to shape Galicia today. The presence of the longest Hórreo also reflects the deep relationship between Galician people and their land. Agriculture was never just a job here. It was a way of life. Every harvest depended on the weather, the soil, and the strength of the community. The Hórreo stood as a silent guardian, protecting the fruits of that labor and ensuring families could survive another year. Over time, modernization slowly changed rural Galicia. Tractors replaced animals, storage methods improved, and many young people left villages for cities. Yet the Hórreo remained. Even when its practical use faded, its symbolic value only grew stronger. It became a reminder of identity, of roots, and of a simpler but resilient way of living. Historians believe that the longest Hórreo represents collective effort rather than individual ownership. Instead of belonging to one family, it served many. This shared responsibility strengthened social bonds and created a sense of unity. In difficult times, the Hórreo was proof that survival depended on cooperation, not isolation. Walking alongside the structure today, visitors often feel a sense of calm and respect. The wood, worn smooth by time, carries the marks of weather and age. Moss grows gently on the stone pillars, blending the Hórreo into the natural landscape. It feels less like a man-made object and more like something that belongs to the earth itself. The longest Hórreo also plays an important role in preserving Galician culture. Festivals, educational tours, and cultural events are sometimes held nearby to teach younger generations about their heritage. Schools bring students here so they can see, touch, and understand history not from books, but from real life. As tourism grows in Galicia, the Hórreo has become an international symbol of the region. Travelers seeking authenticity are drawn to it, searching for stories beyond beaches and cities. Standing before this ancient structure, many realize that true history often survives in quiet places, far from crowds. In the end, the longest Hórreo in Galicia is not just about size or age. It is about memory. It carries the voices of farmers, the laughter of children, and the hopes of families who trusted it with their survival. Even today, it continues to stand tall, reminding us that the strongest structures are built not only with wood and stone, but with tradition, unity, and time.